Hi students, today I am going to explain what is covalent bond. So what is a bond? Actually, when the two atoms combine together, it is a bond. So what is covalent bond? A bond formed between two atoms or more atoms by sharing the electrons for each bond pair from each atom. So each atom will share the electrons to the bond pair so that a bond will be formed. That is called covalent bond. There are types of covalent bonds like maybe it may be single covalent bond, double covalent bond, triple covalent bond. If sharing of electron pair is only one electron is shared, then it is single covalent bond, hydrogen, only one electron is shared. That is a single covalent bond. Double covalent bond, when two electrons are shared between the atoms, then it is a double covalent bond. Oxygen molecule is the example. Then triple covalent bond, when three electrons are shared between the atoms, then it is triple covalent bond. Example, nitrogen. They have three bonds and the covalent bond is represented by a dash, right? Then again, if we see, there are two types of bond, polar covalent bond and non-polar covalent bond. So these are polar covalent bonds, means two similar atoms share this electron pairs between them and they will be shared equally. So there will be this equal sharing of electrons between two similar atoms. It is called polar covalent bond. Then non-polar covalent bond, then what is non-polar covalent bond? When two unlike atoms, not similar atoms, unlike different atoms, so when they share their electron pair, they will not be equally distributed. So the electron shared will not be equally distributed between these two atoms, unequally distributed, then a non-polar covalent bond will be formed. So this is the difference between a polar and non-polar covalent bond. Then we can see what is variable covalency or maximum covalency. So valency means the ability to share the electrons, right, or transfer the electrons. What is variable covalency or maximum covalency? We will see. Covalency means covalency of an element is defined as the number of electrons contributed by it for sharing purpose while forming a covalent bond. So whatever is the element which is sharing, so how many electrons it is sharing, whether it is sharing 1 electron, 2 electrons or 3, 4, 5, how many electrons it is sharing. So for forming the covalent bond, that is covalency. So maximum covalence means maximum how much electrons it can share. So to form a covalent bond is maximum covalency. Then what is octet rule? So it is found that when two atoms forms a molecule, they will attain a inert gas configuration. We know what are inert gases. The gases which do not undergo any chemical reactions because their outermost shell is completely filled. Means they have 8 electrons outside the shell. So last shell. So outermost shell will be completely filled. No free electrons to share in the inert gas. So they cannot form a bond. So when these two atoms combine to form a molecule, because of sharing, the outermost shell will be having 8 electrons and it will attain an inert gas configuration, nearby inert gas configuration. And so what is its general formula is NS2NP6. So 8 configuration in the valency shell. Because it is 8 it is attaining, it is called octet. Octet means 8. Then this is octet rule. So we will just see what is octet rule with an example. So if we see F2 molecule, so its atomic number is 9. I wrote the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. There are 7 valency electrons in the outermost shell, but only one free electron is there. So it can share 1 electron to form 8 electrons in the valency shell. So it can share 1 so that it is completely filled and so it will attain the nearest gas configuration. So like this F. So it is to see 1 electron is shared between these two and others are lone pairs. I wrote like this. Then, so, or F dash F, because only one electron is shared. So, sometimes this some molecules will not follow the octet rule. So, there will be a deviation from the octet rule. What is deviation of octet rule? How it occurs? Let's see. Incomplete octet. So, sometimes there will be a incomplete octet in the molecules such as BeCl2, BbI3, NO. Nitrogen oxide. The central atoms like beryllium, boron, nitrogen bear. So beryllium bears 4, boron 6, nitrogen 7. Like this, these will bear these electrons. It is where electron deficient because they have less than 8 electrons. So in the molecules also they will not attain the octet configuration. So they are electron deficient compounds and they will have less electrons than 8. So these compounds are called electron deficient compounds. So if they ask what are electron deficient compounds, we can write the molecules like BeCl2, BbI3, NO. In this, and the central atoms will have 4, 6, 7 electrons, which is less than the 8 electrons complete octet. So they are called electron deficient compounds and they are characterized by receiving back a lone pair electron to attain an octet. So to attain the octet, what they will do? They will receive back a lone pair of electrons. Then one more condition is expansion of octet. This is less than 8. This is more than 8. In these compounds like PCl5, Cl, chlorine, fluoride, ClF3, SF6, they will have 10, 12, 12 electrons and it will appear like the octet is expanded. So it is called, it will display the expansion of octet. So these are the conditions of deviation of octet rule.